Me.
Hello, Namely! Welcome to what is, I think, our last ever chapter of the book. It's not our last episode by any stretch of the imagination because we can't shut up. But we are up to chapter 32, which is Snow Globe Glory Hole of Joy, or whatever it's called.
Oh my.
I don't know how I got that title.
I might go to a glory hole if it was decorated like Mariah.
Exactly. If Mariah was decorating glory holes, we would all be there. She'd host the opening.
Yes.
Debrat's grandma would be there to see how it's going.
Everyone's making a comeback for this final chapter.
How are things in the Snow Globe Glory Hole?
Oh my God.
Very busy.
Oh my God. It's just like it's just Mariah songs playing in the background.
Yes.
Like, it's perfumed.
Only Christmas ones though.
Yeah.
Even in July.
Yeah.
So this is...
I don't want to know how it all looks like snow, just quietly.
This is me. I am a memoir, the meaning of Mariah Carey.
We're off already. This is so dumb.
Which is a podcast about Mariah Carey's book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey.
Right, is that what it is?
Which we have covered chapter by chapter until today when we are at the very end. I am Fab. This is Posh.
No.
This claims to be Posh. And we are going to guide you through this final episode. But before we get to the printed matter or the audio booked matter, we do have to dig into what's going on in Mariah world in the me moments.
So Mariah's been pretty quiet this week. I think
Yes.
that must mean she's cooking something up.
She
She has to be. But in our headlines, it has been 9 years since the release of the greatest Mariah Carey song and video ever, Almost Home.
Oh, the winner of the video of the year at the World Music Awards.
Was it actually, or are you lying? Because I want it to be true.
2013. Well, I couldn't find anything to say it wasn't.
It doesn't say it didn't win, so it must have won.
Well, it was referenced in more than one place, and I couldn't find anything else that won that year. I mean, the World Music Awards, they just give you the prize if you turn up, essentially. And I gather Mariah was in the vicinity. So they're like,
How
we've
funny.
got to give her something. What has she got out?
Oh my God.
Beautiful hasn't come out yet. We'll give it to that one. And it's Dave LaChapelle directed the video. It's
It is iconic.
I watched it 3 times this week. How weird.
Did you really? Why?
I know it was
'Cause it's
just
great.
it was an impulse, and I was like, because I was going to harass you this week and go, why have we not covered this in the book? It's my favorite. I know she hates it.
There should have been an entire chapter.
She doesn't.
Maybe there's an entire second book. That's what she's cooking up. A second book.
Just
called Almost Home.
Just called Almost Home. That would be amazing. I love it because it was kind of like a tilt at going, hey, people that used to love me in the old days, remember I could do this? Just reminding
Absolutely.
you, I still got it. And, I loved her in the old days as I love her now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. I love it. I read a great review of this song needs to be reassessed. It was like a...
Yes.
But I did not know it was the 9th anniversary this week.
Amazing? I feel
Happy
like
anniversary, Almost Home.
Yes, because I feel like if spontaneous Mariah is what birthed our friendship,
Yes.
Almost Home is what cemented it.
Oh my God, yeah. The casting of the net.
Oh my God.
The
Many
coming towards you, no
times.
going away. Come here, get out.
the gif of her exiting KFC.
Where did that turn up? That was hilarious.
So ridiculous. We'll have to put up your annotation, like your commentary at some point as a bonus.
No. no.
So, I mean, that essentially turned into the headline. We went off. But we also have, it looks like Mariah's going to be teaching a masterclass in 2022 on songwriting and production. I feel like there's been whispers about it for a little while, but, I don't have a whole lot of information on it. But it does appear to be coming soon on the masterclass website. I can't
wait for that.
So clearly we'll have to cover it.
We will. We'll have to watch every episode. It's going to cost us hundreds of dollars. Those masterclasses are not cheap.
Fine. It's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
But we'll get 90,000 episodes out of it.
The production is, make that bit louder.
Yeah.
Turn Billy all the way up, turn Silk all the way down.
I don't know what that button is, but press it.
What happens if you press that button?
My nails.
Yeah, not that one. The other one.
Yeah.
You know the one that makes me sound better? Yeah, that's the one. Press that.
Yeah, that one says regular, and we're not touching it.
No, don't touch the regular button.
But in our lead story, one of Dem babies, I'm not going to assume which one it was because it could have been either, texted Mariah during a conference call to ask, Mummy, please can I wear nails with glue? To which Mariah replied, what kind of glue? And they answered, nail glue.
And no.
And Mariah was like, that's a no-no. But Mariah has... she just sang her whole song during the conference. But Mariah has stated that it was specifically nail glue she has the issue with. Had it been super glue, she'd have been all for it. Because you've got to, those permanent nails. It's like, if you're going to do them, do them. Like, I don't want no haphazard bullshit nails.
It's probably because she was worried about the fumes. I mean, Paula Abdul testified in front of Congress because the smell from nail salons would make her pass out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that, Paula. Anyway, I mean, some other things.
I'm going to look it up. It happened.
Oh, my God. I mean, nothing surprises me about Paula Abdul at this point.
Here we go. Paula Abdul testified at a California Senate committee. Don't give me a commercial. I want to read this article. Yeah, she testified at a California Senate committee about because she got a staph infection in her thumb from unsanitary manicure she received at a salon.
Oh. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you go to court?
I know.
I reckon Paula, we should have like a Judge Paula, like Judge Judy, but it's Paula Abdul.
Judge Paula.
And that's where Morgan's lawsuit can be handled.
Oh my God. She was a very good judge on American Idol.
Yeah, and I think she'd solve everything by teaching everyone a routine.
Yeah. Do you know, I think...
Singing opposites attract. It'd be like, let's all get along.
Cycling
back.
Cat
out back.
I got a cat out the back. MC Scat Cat, who I thought was Will Smith for a long time.
I don't know. The two in the pink is getting real filthy now.
Two in the MC Scat Cat. No, they're circling back.
It's Kim Cattrall. Scat. It's MC Kim Cattrall Scat.
Scuffers to me. The she dogs.
We're shoehorning every reference into this final chapter.
This is all this episode's going to be.
Greatest hits.
No, circling back to Almost Home, I think part of the problem at the time was Mariah was a judge on American Idol. And American Idol judges have had difficulty selling their records. Given they go into the judgeship because they think it's going to sell more records. Right. And then they've put out records when they've been there and everyone's gone, oh no.
It's really funny because there seems to have been one exception to that rule that we can't mention on these podcasts.
A regular person.
Because I remember thinking at the time, I was like, oh, that's over.
Yeah.
And then they pulled out a song that I was like, okay, I like this, but it can't succeed. It's not going to succeed.
Yeah.
And then it was number one. I was like, all right.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
Was there someone else on the record?
There might have been a bit of MC Scat Cat.
Yeah.
That I can't remember his name. That one.
Because anyway, like, is that when that person left, and then came back later?
Possibly. No, I think it was like 2011. So I think they were on it.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
But they did leave to then I think tour.
Yeah.
And then someone showed up and said, I heard you need a real singer. Let's give it a go. Maybe that's what we need to cover, the American Idol years.
Oh, my God. I mean, we do need to cover the fact that Kylie Minogue plagiarized Mariah.
Where?
The handful of glitter thrown over a contestant.
That is true. What are we going to do?
Oh.
I actually resisted a Minogue reference in my Posh synopsis, but now that she's been brought up, I have to bring it up when it happens.
It was when she did it, I was like, what are you doing, Kylie? We've watched the other one.
I think this is the thing. When you've not been a part of television for 30 years, because she really hadn't since Neighbours.
She was on Doctor Who.
That's true. But in her head, it's like, oh, this is only airing in Australia. And they wouldn't have seen the American thing.
I know.
So I'll do, and everyone will think it's fun. Either that, or they said, Kylie, we need a hit. We need something to go viral here. And she's like, okay. And had no idea what was happening.
I've got to say.
Which I think is what happened with that entire era, just quietly.
Oh, yeah. I've got to say, because it was like back in the early days, Danny was the star. She was on, Young Talent Time. And then
I say as if I know. I wasn't here.
You weren't around. You were not even a fetus. And then Kylie became big on The Neighbours. Mm-hmm. And then Kylie obviously had the big music career, and Danny was always second fiddle and had some questionable things done to her face, which look great now. And I'm saying, if you're going to go crazy in your 30s, if you're going to look like Danny does at her 50s, I'm like, go crazy in your 30s.
Yeah, sure. All right, I'll go on
it. But yeah, like then Danny became a TV judge, and she was great at it.
Yeah, very, yeah.
And Kylie was not.
No.
Like, I love Danny on those shows. Like, I find her really compelling as a judge. And Kylie's just, like, annoying. It's like, shush. Shush.
I think a lot of it is, we've gone off, but
I don't know how
so
we got
much
here.
of it, I think, is...
Because we didn't even mention the idleness in this book. Like, it didn't even come up.
No, because it doesn't pertain to the meaning of Mariah Carey.
It does not pertain to the meaning of Mariah Carey.
But no, I do think that being... Because I was thinking about it recently. Obviously, Danny is very famous.
Yes.
But then next to her in her family, standing next to her is one of the most famous people ever.
In the world, yeah.
In the world. And how weird that must be when it's like, I'm very successful. I've got these great things going on.
Yeah.
Oh, Kylie's riding an angel through the sky and there's a billion people clapping. Now she's doing the Commonwealth Games. I am just going to go eat a pudding.
Oh, no, Danny hasn't eaten a pudding in quite some time.
No, but
she wouldn't fit into a petites range at Target.
That's it. No. Well, petites, Danny has said, is not just for slim, but it's just for short.
Yeah, it's for itty-bitty people.
20-something.
Pocket humans.
But I think the Kylie thing is you can't be that famous and in that much of a bubble and keep up with what the hell's going on with reality television. I just don't think it's possible.
Again, one of the reasons why it was one of my favourite seasons of American Idol when a global superstar deigned to sit in that chair.
She hasn't even watched TV before.
And remind Nicki Minaj of how many albums she's had to go to number one.
And we're still I'm still yet to hear the Minaj song, but I believe it's coming soon.
Oh,
that they had a collab.
No, they've got.
You didn't know this?
No,
there's a video clip.
Oh,
yeah, they're like dressed like in like Barbie boxes or something. We'll get to that.
They got back together.
Yeah. So no, before they had yes, and then it became
right. Oh, I thought you were going to say since. I'm like, that would not.
No.
Oh, previous.
It's only Ariana that has been allowed back.
Yeah.
But no, it does. It exists somewhere. I think it might have been a remix, so maybe it's the single mix, and you've only heard the album version. But it's out there.
It's a thing.
It's either E = MC squared or Memoirs.
Oh yes, I remember Nicki Minaj being on one of those. Yeah.
So we're going to be covering that.
That's right.
Okay. Are we ready for a recap? I don't know how we got any of those places.
I don't know how we got to any of those
Good luck
places.
editing it. Just leave it in.
I'm leaving it all in. This is the warts and all gigantic final episode.
I don't know what a wart is. Anyway.
By the way, it's not the final episode of the podcast. It's just the final episode of reading from the book.
And we'll give you a bit of an update on that at the end as well, so you know what you're in for.
So yeah, you can understand what's coming. I mean, we've probably given you a fair idea. So last chapter was Dem Babies. This is the recap, in case you're wondering. Apparently, Mariah, like Kylie Minogue, doesn't watch television. So she had no idea how annoying Nick Cannon was, and then married him and had kids with him before she realised.
If only she'd watched.
If only she'd watched television, she would have known.
Oh, no, I don't do that. This is why her and Brat don't really hang out anymore.
Yeah, exactly. She's on TV now. Mariah recorded another Christmas album. She had a cheeky gossip about herself and her fecund nature with First Lady Michelle Obama. She moved into Farrah Fawcett's hair and her house and brought a lot of shirts for her kids.
So many shirts.
You've
got to have the shirt to match the hit. I don't understand. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
You have a shirt for every hit. That's how it works. Shirts and hits. I've got so many of them, I don't know what to do.
I have one rule in this house. You know it. I say it all the time.
Shirts and hits.
Shirts and hits. Oh my God. This is so stupid.
Podcast has gone wrong.
Would you like to guess the gist?
All right. Mariah celebrates Christmas the only way she knows how, by being number one.
Yeah. That is what happens.
That's the gist.
I love it. All right, are we ready to break it on down?
Oh, it's time for the Poshnopsis. A Poshnopsis. A Poshnopsis. Final.
Oh. I mean, I was just thinking, as you see, I was like, it's final, but I'm sure there'll be heaps more.
There'll be Poshnopsies of video clips, but that's a final book Poshnopsis.
It is. Until
it's our final
Princess.
It's our final gist. It's our final breaking me on down. It's our final recap. It's all going. It's a clearance sale.
And Fab has promised to die at the end of this episode, so because it's awfully
really hot in here. So take up all your clothes. Bring me on down.
All right, are we ready for part 4, Emancipation? Final chapter. Snow globe of joy. Okay, it was hard to not say glory hole.
I don't know, where did glory hole come from?
I don't know.
You said it to me last week and it's got stuck in my head.
I tend to say it a lot.
I haven't watched your other Twitter, so I don't know what goes on.
It's just utter desperation. Read my book. I don't have a book, but if I did, that's what it would say. Listen to my podcasts, download my songs. Help.
Oh yeah, please download Posh's songs while we're here.
Yes. So, okay, Mariah stands on stage looking fabulous in a red sequin gown inspired by one of Marilyn's frocks in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Rock and roll are there. Tanaka is there.
Hey, Tanaka.
Tots has autocorrected to tits. Tits and Tekka.
Tots.
Trailer ends and all the people who've been there for Mariah through every season of her very short life. Like, I don't think she's actually managed all 4 seasons yet.
Yeah.
It's just like, I've done a bit of winter.
Yeah. She's eternally 12.
Obviously. Bit of spring.
Perpetually 12. On the cusp of teenagerdom.
That's it. In front of her are quadrillions of adoring fans all screaming.
By the way, I did do a fact check when she said tens of thousands. I'm like,
yeah.
Mariah! Capacity of Madison Square Gardens is 20,000. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Tens of thousands is, yeah.
Okay,
at least
so
two tens of thousands.
Yeah. I mean, it's math.
Oh, yeah. She is terrible. I read a hilarious interview the other day where she was talking about how she's just no good at maths. She said she failed remedial maths in year 7.
Bless. It's only because she kept showing up going, I'm in year 6. And they're like, no, honey. No.
I'm 12.
I'm 12. Well, she was then. That's true.
No, year 7 is like 13, 14, isn't it? Or no, maybe it is 12.
I think I was 12 going on 13. Yeah. That's when you used to say, I'm 6 turning 7. It's really important. But yeah, the quadrillions of adoring fans were all screaming, Mariah, we love you. You're so thin. Justice for almost home.
Almost there. Let your heart be a crumpet.
Oh my God. Something trumpet. So
I always sing it wrong and I go to say...
I know. I love it.
I go to say compass and then I realize it's the trumpet verse.
Trumpet.
And I'm like,
but then it's crumpet.
It's a crumpet.
Yeah. That's what you get at the glory hole. Don't even know. Anyway.
Let your heart be a crumpet.
So the lambs were made up of black people, white people, Asian, Middle Eastern, mixed, gay, straight, trans, fluid, non-binary, religious, non-religious, able, disabled, chunky, funky, and even bald people next to non-bald people.
And regular people. No regular people.
Regular people. They went on
no
and
one
they turned away
regular.
at the door.
Yes. Anyone regular with a regular name shall not be admitted.
As Mariah looked out, she saw one shining star. Lauren, a woman who was once a 12-year-old girl, just like Mariah. Only now she's much older than Mariah.
Much older.
I don't know how that happened. But
Oh,
she
you
had
can
the
overtake.
lyrics.
I overtook my sister by
can?
at least
Okay.
10 years. Yeah.
Perfect.
My sister's 10 years older than me now.
I think I might have overtaken a few siblings now that I think about it. And this woman, as a little girl, had the lyrics of Looking In written on her bedroom door in Tel Aviv and has since become a treasured, loyal friend. I didn't know that that's all it took. I have Mariah all over my house. So I guess I'm in the inner circle? Is that...
You must be. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The
Hey.
inner glory hole.
My first ever published short story, which won a prize for Best Short Story by a Writer Under 25.
Was it at the same awards that Mariah won for Almost Home?
Yes. It in the Outrage Short Story Competition, and that was a magazine, was called Distant Laughter, based on the lyrics from Vanishing.
And then you acted it out. They're like, you don't have to act it out. You're like, no, I will act it out.
I also wrote a story once called Hectic Inside.
Oh my God. We need, like, you should write the one Hectic Inside. I'll write Hectic Outside.
You did last week.
I did. So, I know there was blood. It was a whole thing.
It was a mess.
So, for so long, Mariah had wished to get just 5 people to be in harmony at Christmas.
I know.
And here she was, surrounded by lambly love, all singing All I Want for Christmas Is You in unison. Oh, beautiful. We should have been there. The next day, Mariah woke to the news that All I Want for Christmas Is You was number 1 on the Billboard charts 25 years after its release.
25 years, which is older than
not
she
a real
is.
amount of time. Anyway, her 19th number 1,
Yes.
which she likes to remind people of.
19!
It was 19, actually, not 18. It was 18 for a
19.
bit, but then it became 19.
More than Elvis.
Way more. Who? And while Mariah, she doesn't know Elvis.
I don't know Elvis.
And while Mariah and her team worked hard to celebrate the song's diamond anniversary, it was the Lambs who made this happen because
Yes.
marketing could never.
Marketing could never.
Like, marketing doesn't know this. They
No.
got no idea.
No.
Corporate morgue.
The corporate Morgan.
The corporate morgue. Mariah then made her traditional sojourn to Aspen with her chosen family and a sprinkling of blood. In her homey yet sprawling 25 million acre chalet,
Yeah.
they listened to
Her
Christmas
chalet.
music, the Lacey Chalet. They we have to buy one now just to go with that.
This is my lacy,
The Lacey
chalet.
Chalet. It's homey yet 25 million acres.
There are doilies everywhere, so it literally is a lacy chalet.
Yes. And what did they do? They listened to Christmas music and adored the many decorations.
Many decorations. I mean,
2 trees.
seriously,
DP tree.
when she DP tree, when she unveiled the tree on her Instagram this year, I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
that is!"
I love that she has a
extra.
regular tree as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one with the regular
This
lines.
is the regular tree.
Yeah.
We call her Jennifer. The Jennifer tree.
It's like Joshua Tree, but Jennifer Tree. We're going to Jennifer Tree. For
Less
the
of a
weekend.
tree, more of a branch.
In autumn, when all the leaves are falling off.
Yeah. Very,
And-
very bottom heavy.
and like many trees, it's over 100 years old.
Much older.
Much older tree.
Much older tree that sings a little bit. Came late to singing.
Not yet. No. Not a new generation tree. So Mariah prepped her father's...
Everything's coming back in this episode.
I love it. It wasn't planned, but here it is.
I know, we didn't plan any of this.
No, never have.
Never planned anything. We should upload this podcast at some point so people can hear it.
So Mariah prepped her father's elegant fresh linguine and invited
Even that
Santa.
came
Even that came back. She invited Santa around for some black Irish because why not? He needed a taste test.
Not Parmesan. There's no Parmesan.
Though they do get a mention at some stage. Mariah was already so full of gratitude, joy, and schnapps.
And linguine.
When another headline... And what?
And linguine.
And linguine. Elegant fresh linguine, no Parmesan.
Yeah.
When another headline broke. Mariah Carey becomes first artist to number 1 on Billboard 100 in 4 decades.
What?
Now, this is where I was not going to name drop the Kylie thing, but now I have to name drop the Kylie thing, which it's one of those things where I think you forget that Mariah really started in 1990, like on the dot. Because I would have been like, no, surely it's 80s, but it's just no, it wasn't. It was 90s. But KM was the first female to achieve it in 5 decades because she snuck into the late 80s.
Well, but not
on Billboard.
Not on Billboard.
But worldwide.
Because she's very, very small and unheard of in the USA.
Yes, non-American.
Yeah. It's like ABBA. ABBA didn't really hit much in America.
No, they know of them, I think, more from the musical.
Yeah.
But so I wasn't going to bring it in, but now I had to shoehorn that in.
So yes, if this was the UK charts, then
yes.
Kylie. It was our charts, then... Oh, she might have missed a decade here. Didn't we ignore her for like about 10 years?
She may have missed one, yeah. Might have, yeah. I mean, again, singles albums are all very different. But
yeah.
It was more the shock of going, oh, like that's right. Like Mariah really, it was 90.
Yeah,
so she just missed it.
Time for the guru.
But, I mean, I don't know how. Like, what is a decade anyway?
I know.
So
but then she wouldn't have, you don't want Mariah as... Like if Mariah had hit big at 17 in the 80s, I don't think she would still be, who she is today.
That's true.
I think the years and the pounding of pavements that it took her to do everything kind of gave her the grounding she needed to go, oh no, I'm a stayer.
Hold on, bitches. So Mariah was very thrilled, and even though she doesn't know what a decade actually is,
no.
After the celebrations, everyone went off to bed or to watch a movie, something. Mariah tiptoed into the living room. She wasn't sneaking. It's just that she didn't have her high heels and walking flat.
She walks like
regular
she's
people.
in high heels all the time.
Yes.
Even without them.
I don't even know why she needed to tell us because we would have assumed.
We knew.
She sat by the fireplace and took it all in. She was peaceful. She was complete. Single tear.
Single tear.
But we are not done because we have the epilogue.
Epilogue.
Which starts with a very familiar sentence. Lord knows, dreams are hard to follow.
Dreams are hard to follow.
But don't let anyone, not even Gloria Esther Carey, tear them away.
No. I'm
hero.
Like, she could have torn them away. I mean, it was composed in the loo. And as Mariah has said in the past, there's not even any modulation in that song. So I was writing it for someone who couldn't. Yeah, it was meant to be sung flatter than this. I actually brought it up a notch.
Yeah. So in the middle of a violent storm, a very young Mariah, thank you. rain.
I could have actually inserted some actual lightning and thunder, but
just
no.
Open the window.
Yeah, it's hectic out there.
Hectic outside. We said it.
Hectic outside.
So a very young Mariah, hard to believe that she could be any younger, but all right, awoke from a dream in which God and or baby Jesus gave her a vision of love for her future.
Oh.
She done knew she had a purpose, and she held on to that belief even through the calamity and dog hair, the dandelion tea.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The regular betrayals, the tushy side up brother, and the lethal Parmesan attacks. Mariah had hope. I just replaced her lists with the shit that we're dogged about. The toughest truth was that the people I loved the most hurt me the worst, says Mariah, which was pretty full. I was like, we knew it, but it's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, these people were all awful.
Yeah. The other thing is because we are kind of on the other side of all of that trauma and we're in just like glorious hits, shirts world.
Yes.
And, you know, even the tragedies in this end of the book have been, you know, oh, yeah, I had a terrible time trying to have a baby, but, you know, I had babies. Like, you know, she's focusing on the positive now. Like, you know.
And there was a support team at this point.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I totally understand that kind of like, oh, yeah, no, here on the other side, it does feel like a long time ago that she had trauma in our reading of the book.
And I mean, literally, it took us 3.5 years. And Mariah does tell us to protect our dreams.
Yes.
You cannot let anyone define or take away your vision for your life.
Yeah.
Not Piggy Patricia.
No.
Not Morgan. Not ex-Sister Ellison. Not Alfred Roy. Not Tommy. Not Ben Margulies. Not Addie the Parmesan Nazi. Not the Canadian Titanic woman. And certainly not regular female entertainers. We now get a passage from the book of Matthew detailing his love for mustard. And Mariah tells us, that's what I got from it. And Mariah tells us that in the end, as in the beginning, it's all about faith.
Oh.
She can't define it, but it has defined her. When you let your heart be the compass, you won't get lost. Not if you trust it. When you hear the sound of the trumpet louder than ever before, just open up your eyes and go, whoa. Because you're almost there. You're almost home.
Almost home.
You're almost home. You're almost home. It just didn't quite finish how I wanted it to. So, and it was so funny. I wrote it before I knew about the anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And then when the anniversary came up, I was like, this is how I'm bookending.
Why was I watching the, like, I mean, I watched a lot, but why
Meant
was
to
I
be.
just
You're watching
digging into it? I was
it's
Googling
Wordle, Quirtle, almost home.
Wordle, Quirtle, Nerdle, almost home. Yeah, that's my morning. But I was Googling, I was like, surely it won a prize or something. And I was like, oh, it won this award. Is that a real award?
Who cares? Maybe we have to watch that movie. I haven't watched that movie.
I have seen that movie.
So we are still not done.
No.
Because we have the Ask Now Legements.
In English, that's acknowledgements.
Yeah, I was speaking English. It's the only language I know. I don't know if I think you could actually hear that eye roll.
I could.
I went full Mariah on it. I'm so proud of myself. This book would not be possible without sweet baby Jesus.
No.
Mariah remembers sweet cousin Fizzy.
Oh, cousin
Fizzy.
Cuzzy
Fizzy. She even made a comeback. And as you're laughing, we learned she sadly passed away during the writing of the book. Now, I did know this because Mariah mentioned it. And I remember when we got to my Cuzzy Fizzy, that chapter. I'm just thinking about how funny it was. Cuzzy Fizzy was. I couldn't even say my cousin Vinny now. I think I said, oh, I think this might be sad because I just heard that she'd passed. I was like, oh no, like it's going to be a thing. But obviously Mariah chose not to put it in that part.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm going to get him at the end. But yeah, so very sad. Rip Cuzzy Fizzy.
R.I.P. Cuzzle Fizzle.
She's with, what's her name?
Thompson Nazi. Oh, DeBrat's grandma.
Yeah.
And also
they're together.
Nana Del Reese.
Yes.
Yeah. All.
So
they're all hanging out.
Speaking
together.
of,
also,
Mariah
thanks Cuzzle Fizzle for bringing us so many laughter, tears of joy.
Yes, for my idiocy.
when Posh couldn't
my
say your name.
inability to speak.
We love you, Cuddle Biggie.
Oh, cuddle would be nice.
That's what the glory hole's for.
Oh my God. It's just a cuddle on one part of your body.
Yeah, just a bum cuddle.
I just put my hand through and like, hold it.
Yuck.
Please,
it's all fine in concept, but as soon as you bring actual facts into it, I get sick.
So Mariah also thanks Alfred Roy, Nana Delarice, the Bishop, I assume Julie Bishop, and even
No, Bishop Diane Keaton.
Do you remember? Was it Bishop Diane? I thought maybe, but I wasn't sure. Okay. So Bishop Diane Keaton, other names that I can't remember off the top of my head.
It was
Sister Mary Clarence
Diane Keaton.
Yeah. And even Addie the Parmesan Nazi. Her and Ariana, the only two that were allowed to come back.
Yep.
Her nephews, brothers, cousins, uncles, grandfathers, Sean and Mike.
Yes.
A bunch of people that I don't know. I couldn't tell her, I could say everyone. Her four-legged friends, including Muttley, Cha-Cha, Duke's Balls, and the many, many Jacks.
So many Jacks.
Tanaka's shoulder. And she, in the book, like in listening, she says, I fly. So I'm thinking in my head, like, she soars when she's with him.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at the actual book, I was like, no, IFLY. Clearly, I fucking love you.
Yeah.
Like, just say it, Mariah.
No.
Say it. But I love that she was like, I fly. I fly. That's what I said. We get JZ, Andy Cohen, and our beloved Michelangelo Davis.
Oh, Michelangelo
our
Davis.
Friend,
we love
Michaela, who has been with us on this journey.
Oh, she's been heaven.
And finally, firstly, and always, the Lamely.
The Lamely. I got to thank you. Yay!
I know, specifically Posh and Fab, she said.
Oh,
this book is for you.
It's for us.
So that does bring us to the end of the acknowledgements.
Acknowledgements.
And did you know, you haven't gotten there yet, but we end the audiobook on Can't Take That Away.
We get another lesson?
It's just the the actual song, not our version. The actual song is like the outro as the man comes in and says, this book was made, possible by blah, blah, blah. And you just hear a bit of, can't take that away from me.
Oh, heaven.
But don't worry, there's still lessons, and we are about to hit up the Mariah meatiness.
Oh, that's it. We've broken it on down.
We have. I mean, is there anything else you wanted to throw in?
No, I loved it all. I'm ready for meatiness.
All right, let's meet it up. Mariah made it. So for Dem Babies, I gave it Shirtfinity. Fab gave it Candy Blingfinity. And of course, the Lama gave it Infinity. They know what's going on. They gave it Candy Bling Shirtfinity.
Yeah.
So for Snow Globe of Joy, what is your Mariah meatiness score?
Look, this is going to be controversial because it's a nice capper on the book. I loved it. But as a standalone chapter, it's a little bit thin. Mm-hmm. Even legend. Adding the epilogue and the acknowledgements. Like, do you know what? I feel like it's perfect in the way it is because we've been through a lot. Another very meaty chapter, probably at this point of it would have been too much, and I think I would be in a coma now. So I'm going to give it a solid 9 because it's good and there's a lot in there. It's just it couldn't be meaty because it would tip the book over and we would all fall into a hole. It'd be too heavy. We wouldn't be able to lift it. Right, fall into the glory hole.
This might be then the first time that I've gone above you in a Mariah meatiness score. We've done it with songs.
Yeah.
But with Mariah meatiness, I do agree, and this does come up a little bit in my remix.
Yes.
But I just couldn't not. When I saw the phrase, I am complete, it has to be Completefinity.
Completefinity?
Because Mariah and us here,
yeah.
we are now complete thanks to Mariah.
This again from I have something in my remix that you know. Maybe it's not as complete as it could be.
Let's do that then. The remix. So my remix is both for the chapter and myself.
Oh.
They're entwined, darling, because I would probably have made Snow Globe of Joy a part of the epilogue.
Yeah.
Or maybe like an epilogue's part 1 and 2 or an epilogue remix.
You know what it is?
You know,
Mariah always does 2 encores.
Yeah, she's like, there's an interlude before the epilogue. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But why? The reason why, aside from what you just said, is having now read and understanding the whole book.
Yes.
And putting the last chapter, Dem Babies, into context, I think I sort of pushed past the end result, which was Mariah emancipating herself. Yeah. I think I expected, more of that in the next chapter, which didn't come, which is fine. But going back and listening, because I listened to it all together, I was like, oh, actually, the final two paragraphs, not only do we get Mariah's Doctor Who special where she goes back and saves little Mariah.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot to mention that, but
she does it in the Christmas special, remember? Like she's constantly saving little Mariah. Little Mimi's always getting a little boost up from new Mariah.
Absolutely. I think that I was so distracted by how much was happening and just plowing through that posh synopsis that I didn't get time to sit and feel it. And I was like, you know what? All of that stuff with the shirts, everything she's talking about with her kids, it's quite stunning, actually, when I heard her say it, to say, not only have I broken the cycle for myself, the children I have don't know the life that I had. Like
they'll read this book one day, but
I might allow it. But yeah, just that idea that the sort of the Snow Globe of Joy almost feels like it's 6 months later.
Yeah.
But that last 2 paragraphs in Dem Babies feels like, oh, we've completed our mission. And I just didn't give it that weight at the time because I didn't realize. And
because
now I'm like,
because you're
okay. So now I've done the Doctor Who
burning the shirts.
Yeah, there's so many shirts I couldn't see. But yeah, so that my remix is me going back to little Phil last week.
Yes,
and saying, no, you should care about that chapter more. And here, I'll take you to a better future with little Mariah and Fab's there and Michaelangelo's Davis.
Beautiful remix,
and it's all happening. So. Yeah, and I thought, how nice to remix myself.
I know.
I learned lessons.
It's very you to make this all about you.
So, with all of that said, what is your remix?
My remix is that this is the end of part 1. And there's a whole other book to read on the other side.
Called Almost Home.
Oh, my God.
So what is in this book?
More Mariah memoirs. Things that don't necessarily pertain to the meaning of Mariah Carey, but that Mariah Carey needs us to know. For instance, what the F went on at the American Idol. The many times that people have tried to get her to talk about regular people. Just like, I just want it all. I want her screaming at Wendy Williams.
Maybe another fiance that might have made
another fiance. I want to know what went on with that whole business, that gigantic engagement ring. Like, because I get the impression Tanaka was around the whole time.
There'll be like a Handmaid's Tale version of Tanaka's life.
But yeah, I want a whole other book. Like, and we've got heaps of albums for which we have no song origin.
I will say, I mean, our namesake, Me I Am Mariah.
Yeah.
I need to know where those songs came from. We need to know almost home.
We need
journey.
Almost Home. We need Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. Yes. We need, we have so many.
Caution.
We have hits that need to be addressed because we love a song origin.
We do. We need TikTok with Dem Babies.
Yeah. I want a whole other book. I want a whole other book.
I like it. That's a remix I can get on board with. I mean, it means another 50,000 episodes of this podcast.
I'm fine for that. I'm happy for
that. Let's do that. Yeah. I think we've got enough episodes planned that
if she releases another book, we'll only be halfway through them.
Yeah.
So, Michaela, if you can go and harass Mariah, we need another book.
Yes.
Stat.
Thank you.
Hopefully by Christmas, because we might run out of episodes by then.
I don't know. The list is getting mighty. now that we've got those...
All right, Christmas 2023.
Yeah, great. Are we ready to take that away? Can take that away. Mariah's lesson. Can take that away. Oh, Mariah's lesson.
Oh,
I sense we may have a similar lesson because I think it was on the nose in this chapter.
it was a little bit, yeah.
A little bit on the nose. So mine, I've prolonged it.
Right.
And I've said, Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Protect your dreams. I mean, she screamed it at us. I don't know what else I was meant to learn here.
Oh, no, I learned something very different.
You learned something different?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of follows on from the last chapter and a little bit of what you've relearned by going back and hearing her talk about it. But in this chapter, I learned that family is a construct.
Right.
Family is something you make yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as she said, she tried to get 5 people to be harmonious at Christmas.
Yeah, it was hard.
And then realized tens of thousands of people can be harmonious at Christmas. And that's her family. Like, you know, she creates her own family at Aspen. And so family is what you make it. It's not what's forced upon you by genetics and by, you know, birth. It's what you want it to be. And if there are toxic people who don't deserve to be in your orbit, ping them away. And give them the X title, and they don't have to be there anymore.
I love it. We need Brittany to read this book.
Oh, Brittany needs to read this book.
We need Brittany to read this
Brittany
book.
needs to read that. I mean, Brittany's writing a book.
I've heard
I'm
maybe that might
excited
be our
about.
next podcast. I was thinking before, do we do Danny Minogue? She's got the like her memoir, but also a style book that we could test out.
Is it going to be like Novak Djokovic has an autobiographical recipe book?
Oh, everyone puts fucking recipes in their books. I hate it.
This is why I love Mariah, because it's song origins, which I love. It's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is our book.
This is an actual memoir.
Yes. All right, are you ready for the I don't know hers?
Oh man, yeah.
I just wrote, we don't know anyone who wasn't in the acknowledgements. Basically, if she knows you, you were in the acknowledgements. If she doesn't, sorry, bud.
Well, yeah, I basically, everyone we don't know in the entire book, including the Canadian, people with regular names, mothers, ex-siblings, ex-husbands, and record executives.
Don't know him.
So many unknown people.
Don't know him.
Don't know.
Mariahism. Last chapter, we both picked a Mariahism. I picked a swirl is the opposite of a spiral. And Fab picked, okay, this is cutely festive. I'll eat some celebratory candy. Which was very fun when I got to listen.
I know. It's that thing.
So
I think
good.
sometimes my Mariahisms that sound weird are the ones that I've chosen because it's like, oh, she leaned on that one.
Celebratory.
By the way,
I didn't know it had so many syllables.
Celebratory. How did you go with the constant singing in that chapter? Like it
loved
was berserk. I loved it so much. Oh,
All of it. Amazing.
so good.
There were things that I was like, I didn't know she could sing that. You know, like that sentence.
You've
sounds
sung just that word.
Yeah.
Just a
You sung
word in a sentence.
Half of the syllables in celebratory. So we put it to the Lamley for a vote, and
Oh, there's a drum roll this week. That's exciting.
It was a tie.
What?
Boom.
Controversial.
Equally fabulous Mariahisms.
Oh, amazing.
So I'm quite happy since I went first last week for you to go first with your Mariahism. We had some in this chapter.
There were so many in this chapter.
I found it hard.
But I couldn't go past the reiteration after finding out that she has had a number one in 4 different decades of really? What is a decade again?
That is exactly my Mariahism.
Yes! We end on a twin Mariahism.
We do. A tie and a twin and some shirts. So I wrote some runners up, which was... That was only something genuine fans, not just marketing plans can do.
Marketing plans.
And I was already full of gratitude and hot chocolate and schnapps.
Butterscotch schnapps.
But yeah, it was just so Mariah to be like, I'm celebrating. Number one. Wait, what's the decade?
Really? What is the decade again? That's probably a maths thing.
Yeah. I'm 12. Oh, well, that's perfection.
Oh, we finished as in a perfect thing, so we don't have to put anything to the vote. For next week when we won't be doing any more chapters.
And it really helps me when I don't have to think. Almost home.
Oh my God. Well, we have finished the book. That is...
Can you believe... Well, this is where we get one little more exciting tidbit.
Oh.
Because next week we will be on E=MC².
Yes, we're still going to be listening because we've got many albums.
Got albums to get through. Even when I was typing this up, I missed one. I was like, I've got to go back.
Oh, yeah, there's heaps. There's heaps of albums.
That could take a couple of weeks.
And
we know the albums.
What else have we got? We've got concert. We've got movies we didn't cover.
We do have one more book thing.
Oh.
Which is the photographs.
The photos.
We will have a special photo episode.
Oh, and we're going to go through
and we
the
will
pictures.
go through the photos.
Excellent.
Following, like you said, more albums, more concerts. We've got some special regular things that we're not going to announce yet.
Yes.
And maybe if Fab is willing, there is even a reality show.
Oh, the world.
So... We will be here 5 ever.
Will we? Oh my God, the world. I don't know if I can put myself through the world again.
We'll have to see how we go. But it will be funny to do it now after reading the book.
After having found out what pertains to the meaning of Mariah. Yeah, none of which that was.
That. But it will help us get more of the non-meaning for the second book.
Yes.
It's all happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I as I was piecing it together, I was like, we'll definitely have some more episodes, but it might sort of quiet down. And then I had a look. I was like, oh no, we are here till 2033.
Yeah. We will be doing
this
for quite some time.
Yeah. So
unless you want us to stop, in which case give us 22 1-star reviews and we will end it immediately.
No, I want full glory hole 5.
But we do have to get through the albums for completeness sake because
absolutely,
Posh will have a nervous breakdown if we don't do
I will. And I was thinking if we do anything regular, we're going to have to sprinkle in other stuff because that might actually kill us.
Yeah.
So there will be, like you said, the concerts. There's movies. Tennessee.
We've got Wise Girls, which we haven't done. We've got, we can do the Zohan, that got a mention. We can do
Empire McBeal.
Yes, Empire.
That'll be there because that probably won't mush them together.
But yeah, there's so many things we can get onto. So yeah.
And then we'll have the Christmas episodes. Oh. It's all happening.
Yeah.
So we are not done, even though we are done. Can you believe that we've done it?
We've done the whole book.
The whole book.
We read the whole book.
We actually, and now I feel like I need to go and read it again.
Oh, okay.
You're like, no, never again.
No, I would read it again, but I don't want to talk to you about it.
No. I think it would be interesting to now go and read it as a whole book, rather than because we're milking and mining, as Mariah would say. That came back.
Milking and mining.
Okay, but yes, because we're not going anywhere, definitely go and review and follow us on the @me I am a memoir things, the Instas, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Gmails.
How did you feel about the book as a whole? Did you enjoy it?
Yes. Well, there will be, I have scheduled something of that nature in for us to do a bit of a whole book review.
Oh,
which
excellent.
I haven't told you about any of this.
No,
but
I'm excited.
But I can take you through my list when we get off air.
And Brad said thank you for the shout out and let me know that he is allowed to watch whatever movie he wants on his birthday. And this year, Glitter is replacing Caddyshack.
Oh my god!
So.
When's Brad's birthday?
It's in April.
Oh, so not too far. Okay, to make a whole night of it, watch it and then watch it with the commentary. Our commentary.
I think that's the only way he's going to watch it. I think that's the only way he's going to talk his partner into watching it. He's like, we'll pretend Adam's here watching it with us.
and the other one.
Yeah, and the other one.
Where's my Alyssa Milano cup, by the way? Whoever that was.
You're not
still waiting.
Alyssa Milano cup. It's not coming.
Maybe we'll get her on as a guest.
Alyssa.
you featured in every episode of our Mariah Carey podcast. and you were on a wall once.
You were. She's in the book.
She's in the book. Mariah Carey knows Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
So
she's familiar with her oeuvre.
Okay. I think we are good.
Yes.
Done?
All right.
Yes?
So
Okay.
next Mariah Monday will be probably the first of more than one tilt at
I dare say
E
so.
equals
These
MC
albums seem to be
squared.
long, darling.
Yes. E equals MC squared being, of course, Emancipation of Mariah Carey 2. That's what it was designed as.
Is it really?
Yes.
Just making it up. No. Oh my god.
So yeah, we're gonna get re-emancipated next week.
Great. Ooh.
So
Didn't know you could do
look
that.
out, gird your loins.
All right.
All right, bye, Lamely.
Bye.